All right, Rangers, today's update is absolutely packed with transfer drama, jaw-dropping rumors, and some massive names linked with Ibrox, from La Liga, sniffing around and one of our standout stars, to a potential Haji 2.0 who could revolutionize our attack, and even whispers of a familiar face making a sensational return to Glasgow. Plus, is it finally time to cash in on Cyril Dessers? And what's the deal with Ryan Kent? Could he really be back in blue? Stick around, because by the end of this, you'll know exactly what's brewing for the January window and why it could shape the future of Rangers. Let's dive in. So here's the scoop on Vaclav Cerny. The lad's been absolute magic since coming over from Wolfsburg, hasn't he? 10 goals, 6 assists in 29 games. He's been on fire. Remember that 3-0 spanking we gave Celtic? Oh, the joy. Cerny was pinging shots off the post like he was playing pinball. But here's the kicker. Now Villarreal. Yes, the Spanish lot have got their eyes on him. They're sniffing around, thinking they can swoop in this month or maybe in the summer. Philippe Clement's over here saying he'd love to keep Cerny, and the man himself playing it cool, not giving anything away. Classic, isn't it? Let's talk about our defense, specifically James Tavernier. The man's a legend, no doubt, but Father Time's catching up, and we can't be relying on him every single week. Robbie Fraser's off to Livingston on loan, so there's room for someone to step up. Now, here's one for you, Leon Belkar and Marco Soldo. We've had our eyes on these Croatian lads, but so far no one's made a move. No. Apparently, £600,000 could get Belkar, and the word on the street is that coming to Glasgow would be a once-in-a-lifetime gig for him. Fancy that, eh? Let's see if we make a cheeky bid and bring him in. So, what do you reckon? Should we start drafting up welcome to Ibrox banners for any of these lads, or is it just the usual transfer window merry-go-round? All right, let's have a chat about this Cyril Dessers situation, shall we? So, it seems Rangers are ready to wave goodbye to Dessers this January, and honestly, it feels like one of those thanks for the memories, but it's time to move on moments. The guy's had his run, 84 appearances, not bad, but let's be real, he's fallen down the pecking order quicker than you can say Hamza Igamani. Dessers is now third choice, and if someone comes knocking with a decent bid, we're ready to take the cash and reinvest elsewhere. Makes sense, right? Now, I know what you're thinking. What happened to Dessers? Well, he started the season as our main man, but the goals just weren't flowing. It's like watching someone try to hit the bullseye but ending up in the neighbor's garden. Frustrating, isn't it? Meanwhile, Hamza Igamani's come in like a breath of fresh air, scoring for fun and absolutely bossing it. Did you see him in that 3-0 win against Celtic? The lad's on fire. And let's not forget Danilo, he's back from injury and chipping in with some tidy finishes off the bench. So Dessers is left warming the bench, starting just once in the last 7 league games. At 30 years old, he's not exactly getting younger, and keeping him around on those wages when he's not delivering. Nah, it doesn't make sense. Let's cash in, free up some budget, and maybe strengthen where we really need it. What do you reckon? Is it time to let Dessers go and focus on the future, or are we being too quick to show him the door? Either way, it looks like the writing's on the wall, and the January window might just bring some big changes at Ibrox. All right, here's the scoop on Ryan Kent, and let's be honest, this one's got debate at the pub written all over it. So the word is Rangers are considering bringing Kent back to Ibrox on a free transfer. Yep, the lad's a free agent after leaving Fenerbahce, and he could start training with the squad straight away. But here's the kicker. Fans are properly split on this one. Some are like, bring him back. He was brilliant in Europe and helped stop 10 in a row. Others, well, they remember the last few months of his time here when he looked like he couldn't be bothered to lace his boots. Now, Tam McManus reckons there's no harm in letting Philippe Clement have a look at him in training. Fair enough, right? If he's still got it, why not? But let's be real for a second. Do we really want to go back to players who've already had their shot and left on a free? It's like getting back with an ex. Sure, it might work for a bit, but the cracks are still there. And then there's the bigger question, is he even better than what we've got now? Hamza Igamane's flying, Danilo's finding his feet again, and there's a sense we're building something fresh under Clement. Bringing Kent back could feel like we're looking backwards instead of forwards, and that's not exactly the Rangers way, is it? So here we are. Do we take a punt on him because he's free and hope for the best? Or do we politely say, thanks for the memories, Ryan, but we've moved on? Personally, I'm leaning towards the latter, but hey, what do you think? Would you welcome him back with open arms or tell him to jog on? All right, let's unpack this Nathan Patterson situation, shall we? And fair warning, it's one of those transfer sagas where you need a flowchart to keep up. So Patterson, our former $15 million lad, might just be making a return to Ibrox, maybe. The rumor mill's in overdrive because the poor guy's been having a rough time at Everton. Injuries, bad luck, and now he's behind Ashley Young in the pecking order. Yes, that Ashley Young, the man's 38. If that doesn't scream time for a fresh start, I don't know what does. Now Patterson's desperate for regular game time. Scotland's Euro 2024 campaign is coming up, and he's itching to get back into Steve Clarke's plans. A 6-month loan back to Ibrox sounds like a win-win, right? But hold your horses. Sean Dyche isn't exactly keen on letting players go unless he's got replacements lined up. Classic Dyche, isn't it? Keeping his cards close to his chest while muttering about squad depth and injuries. Here's where it gets juicy. Everton's owners, the Friedkin Group, have given Dyche a modest budget for January, whatever that means. And guess what? They're eyeing not one, but two right-backs. Danish defender Elias Gellert, apparently available for £7.5 million, and Flamengo's Wesley, who comes with a hefty £16.5 million price tag. If either of those deals goes through, Patterson could be out the door faster than you can say Goodison Park. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Everton are stretched right now with Seamus Coleman sidelined, so Patterson's still valuable as backup. If they don't land their targets, Dyche might just dig his heels in and keep him. It's a waiting game, really. So what do you reckon? Should we roll out the red carpet for Patterson if he becomes available? Or is this all just wishful thinking while we dream about a stronger backline? Personally, I'd love to see him back in Rangers blue. He knows the club, the fans, and the expectations. But as always with these things, it's down to whether the dominoes fall in our favor. All right, mate, let's talk about this potential blockbuster move for Darius Olaru, because it's got all the makings of a Rangers transfer saga. And let me tell you, if this happens, we're in for a treat. First off, we're fresh off that brilliant 3-0 hammering of Celtic, yeah? The front four were dynamite. Haji and Cerny causing chaos on the wings, Igamane pulling defenders out of position, and Badrami pulling the strings in the middle like he was conducting an orchestra. It's starting to feel like Clement's finally got the team ticking. Now imagine this, Hamza Igamane with Darius Olaru playing right behind him. That's not just a dream, it's football poetry waiting to happen. Olaru's been tearing it up for FCSB, bagging 15 goals and 7 assists in 30 games this season. The lad's got the stats, the skills, and the swagger to light up Ibrox. Plus, he's got a cheeky little release clause of £3.3 million. Bargain, right? Here's where it gets juicy. This guy's a creative machine. 6 big chances created, 3 key passes per game, and he's averaging 3.3 shots per match. That's some serious firepower. And in the Europa League, 3 goal contributions in 4 matches. The only reason we didn't see him against us, he was suspended. Talk about dodging a bullet. Now, remember Haji when he first arrived? Those goals against Braga, the title-winning season where he racked up 18 goal contributions, it was magic. Olaru could be Haji 2.0, but with even more bite. The lad's aggressive in pressing, press-resistant, and has a knack for scoring and setting them up. Exactly what we need to keep this momentum going. But let's not get carried away. There's the small matter of money. Clement's got to move some deadwood before this can happen. And, you know, Rangers' finances aren't exactly sparkling at the moment. But if we can make it work, it's a no-brainer. Olaru feeding Igamane with Haji and Cerny buzzing around. That's the stuff of dreams. So, what do you reckon? Should we roll the dice and go all in on Olaru? Or is this just another one of those transfer fantasies that'll leave us shouting at the telly? Either way, it's got everyone talking, and that's what the January window's all about. Let's see how this one plays out. If you haven't seen yesterday's video yet, you're missing out. Explosive news about Rangers that'll leave every fan stunned. Go check it out now.